Dark Zero might get tripped up a little bit, not because Rival's bad, far from it, but he's new to the roster. It's going to take time for him to slot in, even if he's just moving directly into Pamazoo's positions on this map. But the lineup Dark Zero has, the operators that immediately stand out, despite me highlighting Striker first, will be that Dokkaebi and the Glaz.
It should be a lot more difficult to play in CC as well, given that Azami's been banned out. DZ, of course, knowing this, shouldn't have the biggest problem taking control of that ground. There's the smoke. Unfortunately, Spoit, that's maybe just giving him a little bit more cover to play around.
But Surf to take that first pick. Look at how much investment is going into keeping Spoit alive right now. You obviously had Canadian on the opposite side going down, but Ambi's there too, playing around 90. Surf getting that opening pick at the armory door. Spirits with 2 big kills in the 90 and CCTV positions respectively. NGR and Rex in trade, and right now that puts Surf, the 1vx minister from stage 2, in a really tricky spot. Managed to win. Spirits put down to 1 HP in the process. Surf getting that first kill. Spirits low health. Starting to become more and more of a problem, but Rival, assuming he had a Z-ping there, just sprays him down through the wall, and I guess that's why they picked him up.
I want the PC checked. I want the mouse checked. I'd like the mouse mat checked as well, just in case there's like some sort of train track system in there.
Keyboard as well.
Great final kill there. Honestly, as soon as Citizen died, I was like, oh, Ben, what have you done?
At Shopify, Rebellion, so far throughout this regional finals, have an issue of starting out strong and having a very weak follow-up. There's another. Spoit moving forward, and oh no, unfortunately, I think maybe hoping that tucked left wall was soft, but they'll pause a little bit. But in the process, it's still Shopify Rebellion keeping with the lead. Spoit on for 2 at the moment, facing a lot more success in CCTV than he had before.
The problem is, the plan's starting to go down here. DZ have come out with a beautiful set-piece play, and there's only Spoit with a pulse on the side of Shopify. This is a post plan. Now it is 4 versus 2. There's 4 defenders that can flood him at any single moment. And it looks like it's going to start now. NJR with a chance and a backstab there onto Rexon, and that's going to be the first.
That's the second. And just about 7 more seconds to go. Normally, these shields don't have a lot of impact in the late game, but if Spirits can just keep this defender at bay for 2 more seconds, that's all done. A 2v4 for Dark Zero. Spirits 1 on the exit, and Surf is way too late for this one. Dark Zero nabbed 2 in a row in a round where, I'm gonna be honest, I saw that plant go down, and I was like, that's cool. Shopify Rebellion should still win it.
Absolutely. No doubt about it. That's a 4 versus 2, regardless of whether the plant was down or not.
We're in troll territory.
Just trade the bodies. It's a numbers game at that point. Spoit picking up 3 kills is a bit of a problem there, because if anybody had have done anything for Shopify, that round surely goes their way. There's no way they can win a 4 versus 1. The plant wouldn't even go down at that point.
Ooh, Nave getting blessed with some timing right there. Defender inside of the site just creeping back around the corner, but Canadian surviving in a very pivotal moment. Exothermic used this time, and Canadian getting distracted. While Nate does die, it will allow the Exothermic to not only destroy the Roar door, but also the wall on the opposite side.
There's a Dokkaebi call ringing out, and he's looking to try and isolate a player, but finding himself in the middle of a few right now, gets a brilliant opportunity there on Ambi. Hasn't been able to walk up those main stairs, by the way. That's criminal.
Big frag from Spirits. Ooh, and a trade. Another one this game. Feels like the early patch. But Citizen moving in, that's the kill that really matters. Surf on the opposite side right now. This is 2 1v1s going Dark Zero's way, but Surf slowly peeks the corner, gets Spirits, and can easily run away and retreat. Losing time. No way Dark Zero checked this angle. If somebody walks in front of it, surely it's a kill for Surf. And indeed it will be. Nice little pre-fire in Citizen, who got that kill to give Dark Zero the advantage. Recovers the diffuser, but minimal time left. Sound cue indicating to Canadian where this Aurora is. Shopify Rebellion playing this perfectly. There's no time to get these kills.
And Canadian's knuckles must be white after that round. He has been holding on to that area so hard throughout the entirety of the round. Wasn't for giving it up at all. And it was only right at the bitter end that he actually rotated out of the site into jail to pick up that final kill.
Bandface has gone through, by the way, and I do appreciate Shopify Rebellion taking out that Dokkaebi. Should hopefully at least reduce the possibility that Dark Zero finds a gap somewhere in their defense.
A couple of changes that I'm seeing on the side of SR, it's mainly that Melusi and the Warden. Now, the Goyo was brought last time, and I think it was a Legion that Ambi was playing as well.
You're correct.
The Melusi is just going to give a little bit more early warning system out there and force maybe a little bit more burn. Now the util starts to go through. Burning those laser gates is going to be crucial. It is going to be an up the hatch job, and he's straight on into the side,
There
but
we go.
immediately dealt with by Surf. No Ying and only stuns to go by. What a shot from NJR. Wasn't able to keep himself safe. NJR might find another, but no, Ambi filling the gap. SR really holding on now.
Nath able to find one player on the east side. With 45 seconds left and still some drones, Dark Zero don't have a lot of time to reset, but they definitely have time. There will be about 15 seconds remaining, but that's not going to be a lot of time to set up in your angles. No time for your bases to get checked or rechecked. You've got to move in and get this diffuser down. Flashbang around the corner, no warden, so Ambi gets blind. Rival moving in through the office. Citizen finds him. It's another 1v3. The 1v2, can Rexon land it? Backing up another post-plant position. It's all on Nath to cover. With little time, he's got the right angle. Tagged up to one. Can Rexon land the next? Yes, he can. Through the wall! 2 clutches for Shopify today. But this one is a 1vx, and it is all on Rexon.
When Nath got that kill at just about the minute mark, it's the first kill he's out of the map. And I thought to myself, that could be the most important kill he gets this whole game. And it just doesn't matter. It's impactless. 3 versus 2. Rexon did a really good job of pushing up there. Ambi obviously coming, he's full white and needs a little bit of support. Rexon coming in at the perfect time, knowing that Ambi's going to get swung. You can hear when that flashbang hits.
Shield and a glass positioned outside of Teller's window. A site that, maybe you disagree, I feel like this site is the most, I suppose, susceptible to rushes on this map, or at least, the smoke go down, the Gone 6 go through, but I imagine this will be one Shopify are ready for because of how common it can be. And yup, look at that. Vulcan Pack's already on the window, Surf swings out. This rush is so common or so well known at this point that most teams will set up countermeasures for it, even if it doesn't actually occur.
Spoit finds one onto Rival, just holding a semi-aggressive angle. Guess what? Drops off, picks a drone up on the way. Gets himself a little bit further back to site. Gets himself a little bit safer. DZ are now going to chase a shadow for the next 20 seconds, not realizing that he's dropped.
It's a 3v3. And let's be fair, the 2 rounds Shopify Rebellion have won so far have all been close. A 2v3 in round 3 and then a 1v3 in round 4. This would be arguably the most ridiculous if Dark Zero are able to win. This is the one Shopify Rebellion should win. Diffuser in sight, 6 seconds remaining. Vulcan Pack detonated beneath the hatch. NGR with 1. A quick trade, quick double by Rexon. Even though Dark Zero gained a momentary advantage, Shopify convert the most dominant and the most gimme and free round that they have had so far. The other 2 have been difficult, but that one, Dark Zero saw the success that their rush had in round 4 and were like, let's run it back. Didn't work.
You know what worked really well in round 4? Yeah, let's do it again.
It's funny because, like, did they win the round? Yes. Was it because of the rush? No. No shield or Amaru here, so it will be a slower affair, and no operator that can immediately speed up the pace like before. Now Dark Zero officially out of drones. A minute remaining, 0 intel gathering devices remaining, and Nath goes down. This might be a 4-2, and we still got a whole minute to go.
DZ can now start to move through, but as you've mentioned, Lynx, it's 30 seconds left. You've got a little bit of vert. I wouldn't say that you have sufficient. A lot of this is stuff that SR have opened themselves. Spoit with 1 onto Rival, a bit of vertical exchange right now as well. That's going to see NJR downed. But I don't think it's going to change the end or the outcome on this round.
Based on the beginning, we all thought that Dark Zero were going to have something a bit more competitive, but the rounds 3 and 4 are definitely action-packed. We got a 2v3 into a 1v3. Great stuff. Could also, let's be honest, could be easily a 4-2 for Dark Zero just based off kind of the odds of those. Dark Zero are intensely focused on set plays right now, win or lose. And on their attack, it ended up losing and failing a lot more often than it worked. Going to a different side, obviously, will deal with different standards and different metrics of success.
No doubt heard of us talking about NJR on those east stairs. Usually playing the smoke. This time it's the rookie of Rival. Ooh, Spirits, look at that timing. Where's the info? He just led under the window.
You know, missed drones happen. They occur. But twice in one game? Albeit to 2 different teams? Really unfortunate. Great find for Spirits. Shout out to him. I'm fine with players making bets like that. It's good prep work as well. Oh my goodness. It's over. He's run outside. It's going to be one of those borders, it appears. Around that pretty much ended about a minute and a half ago. So the first round goes Dark Zero's way, and we can all give our flowers to Spirits with not only an opening kill, but 3 of them. Well, not 3 opening kills, but 1 opening kill and then 2 additional kills after that.
Like Citizen maybe has been caught lacking a little bit there. He thinks that someone's still on the door. He's got no idea of where Surf is.
But look at Spirits. His heartbeat scanner is angled just a little bit out. Flashbang goes through. Spoit gets the first as Rexon on the backside. There we go. Surf finds him. That angle paying dividends as Spirits doesn't anticipate it either. Surf gets ahead of the heartbeat scanner, and it's good for 2, potentially 3 as he throws a Twitch drone at Nape inside of Armory. Steve A gets the kill. There's plenty of redundancy on that position. Shotgun goes through. NJR's just been robbed on that engagement. You'll retreat down to the bottom floor right into Ambi's clutches. Shopify Rebellion extend their lead once again. And the MVP must go, not to Surf, but the man who shot up in the barricade for him, Rexon.
Rexon's had a good game. Can we not give it to Surf?
We can give it to Surf. We can give it to Surf.
Okay, cool.
But Rexon shot up in the barricade, and I want that on the record.
Finally starting to see the attackers be a little bit slippy. I was commenting at the start of that round. I was like, oh, it's been slippy defenders all day, sort of. Now we're starting to see a little bit of slip coming in on the attack, and Border's a great map for it, especially if someone's going to slingshot you in like that and open up the barricade. It allows you to get in. A barricade opening isn't unusual on Border. As attackers, that's kind of your job. You've got to open the barricades, create some phantom pressure.
That might be the difference maker here, because instead of Dark Zero betting it all at the beginning of the round, Shopify Rebellion, if round 8 is anything to be believed, are trying to figure things out as they go. A lot of castle barricades. You got Spirits really sticking to this pulse, by the way. 3 rounds in a row he's been playing this. Spots 1 player outside, swings around. Love that aggression from Spirits. Downs Rexon, but gets a little too aggressive. Ambi ready for the counter swing. Canadian good for 1, too. They've quickly dealt with this CCTV position. That paper tiger of Spirits has collapsed behind the circle desk. Rival left alone. You just got to feel bad for the rookie at this point. This round has been lost ages ago.
Dark Zero at the moment, it's not the lineup that's causing them the problems. I think Spirits is trying to play aggressively on these windows, and he's had mixed success with it. I think it's probably wants too much now. Further remove a little bit of information, but with NJR finding 1 and time running a little bit low, the plant is borderline a necessity at this moment in time. If that C4 hits something, we could be in for a bit of a round.
Ooh, could be a bit of a round right here. Ambi coming in with the clutch. Massive flank as Citizen finds a little line on the Canadian with the diffuser. Might not have hit, but definitely gets a lot scarier. Whoever loses this series is out of the regional finals and will be eliminated from SI26 off of points contention. Not out completely.
No, Canadian's not doing too bad. Like, he's keeping pace with Ambi. It's obviously Ambi's not having the greatest game. It's mainly Rexon, Spoit, and Surf. But I was just thinking, he's doing his job. He's getting some kills. And then Ambi just pulls 2 kills out of nowhere, saves Canadian's life, and the round's won anyway. And that puts them onto match point. And it's like, yeah, that's the Ambi effect.
Oh, I do want to build off that, though. I mean, it's a fairly even game, all things considered. I mean, in terms of cost, Ambi did get that round, but isn't, doing the best overall. But he's about even with the rest, and you've got a clear 3 leading the way. It's sufficient so far. Canadian moving down the stairs. He's pushed NJR off his spot. Ollie's skeptical of the Scopos pick, and, well, right now, first kill goes Dark Zero's way, but not because of NJR. In fact, he ends up getting traded out in the process. But advantage maintained as Dark Zero pull back just a little bit. Win 2 engagements gifted to them. Spoit and Ambi both taking some fights.
Interestingly, only the second time this game that Dark Zero have got the opening pick in the round. There's not been one from fighting from in front, and Citizen just gives himself up like that. Gets caught on the long angle. They're the kills that you need to be finding in these positions. It brings things back even now. That C4, Vulcan canister going to get blown because they're worried about the push into archives as well. Nate gives himself up. Surf's found 2 for free links.
Might just find another, but unfortunately doesn't go his way. Canadian, a big swing to land that trade. But the only gun remaining is on quite low HP. Rival hears the diffuser going down, but he doesn't swing until so late in the game. Finally, he gets it, but Canadian's got to get onto the shield, got to fall back, and indeed he does. It'll be a long bait. Canadian will have to stay alive for a whole 30 more seconds just to keep the rookie Rival at bay. Pulling back deeper into office past the Banshee. It's stalled, hacked by the Brava. creates a little more distance as Rival now falls back. Thinks he's just created enough time, goes for the barricade, should be able to get it down. Is there a hole in the floor? Can he see it? Canadian's got to crouch. Got to get the line of sight. Only 3 seconds remaining. Got to commit 1 more second. And he lands it. 7-3 for Shopify Rebellion. Canadian outlasts, outdances, and outduels Rival to take Dark Zero's pick.
You got to feel sorry for Rival there. There's not many people that would win that engagement. Canadian has got an insane amount of experience on that Monty. And in a post plan, that's who I'd pick. I would be backing Canadian every single day of the week. It was a nice little play, a nice idea there to bring the barricade down and to try and create a little bit of distance, a little bit more space. Ultimately, Canadian was in full control for the entirety of that post plant.
You can't see your head.
Oh wait, never mind, yeah.
Troy
Nice,
fucking
Troy.
Canadian!
Let's fucking go,
Let's go,
Troy!
Troy!
Let's go!
Let's go, Troy!
Fucking go, Troy, keep hitting
Let's
it.
go, Troy!
Yeah!
Fucking go.
Fucking shit,
Good
boy!
shit. Yo, Dave, you're the fucking go.
Let's get this
You're
shit,
the fucking
Richie.
go.
Hey, well played, guys. Let's take.
Well, we've got Lair starting right now. The chance for Shopify Rebellion to end Dark Zero's run right here and move on to face Oxygen. Over to XR Troika and Lynx to get this one underway.
Canadian in that game in particular on border, it just looked like a different beast, didn't it? It looked like that slightly, it looked like a Shopify from 6 months ago, which I think they were in a great spot 6 months ago. I think they were playing well inside of, early stage 2 and certainly late stage 1. So you've got to give them credit for that. A map that I have always thought that they have been very good at, and a map that I questioned yesterday why we hadn't seen it, was Lair. I think that they have had some fantastic ideas on Lair. They've been early adopters of this map.
I also agree it's a map that I can recall when operators like Aurora first came out, that they were very good at just adopting it early and kind of innovating on the map early. But I also just think, given what we just saw on border, Shopify Rebellion's ability to play a bit more fluid, take rounds as they come, rather than being so reliant on set plays or rushes like we saw from Dark Zero's attacking side, it's only going to benefit them here. The ability to problem solve on Lair, which is a very big map.
No Aurora, and more interestingly, no shield. Blackbeard's been banned, but there's still a couple of shields left available. Speaking of, Nate is going to be playing the Defender shield of Clash. Maintain just a little bit of control.
Oh.
Brilliant pick from Spirits. Ambi thinking he's safe as houses there, trying to pressure Nath from below. It's forcing SR to use quite a lot of utility. The fact that they've lost the Deimos as well, that's a crucial operator for this map.
But Canadians just found a gap, found his way up the stairs. How have Dark Zero let him in like this? They backed up, they have the advantage, maybe they can afford it. But a lot is now falling on denying this plant, and specifically these toxic canisters, this C4, and NGR holding behind the desk. The first domino falls as the Azami goes down. That utility's still there. Citizen 2 maybe has to get a bit closer, but could also creep up behind that Sens wall and try and throw it over top. The smoke spotted through a brief gap in that light screen. Citizen takes the initiative, but no C4 means it's just the smoke. Canadian finds the time, gets the diffuser down. Shopify Rebellion in a disadvantage. Spoit also stuck between Citizen and the rest of the defense, which puts Rexon with the most difficult clutch of the series so far. He's been able to get a 1v3 earlier, but tucked around the corner and a clash in his way. Dark Zero have the utility to deal with it. First round goes to the defense.
Nath as well on the Clash. Brilliant information gathering. Did a brilliant job of denying the early pressure and the push of attackers coming in through Ops Room. Forced SR to use a lot of utility to clear him out of there. Unsuccessfully, because all he did was spend utility and lose Spirits.
You do have the Azami present, which can allow you to reposition and retake, like we saw the Clash do. Where will Shopify Rebellion decide to push in? Got Canadian on that shield, but with a deployable shield directly in their way, a sight hit seems unlikely. Candelas and nades flying around the corner. Not Candelas, excuse me, but just a nade puts Canadian to 1 HP. Rexon good for that trade in the process, but these Kibas will stall out their push as it's going to be a very minimal direct take from the Rebellion.
With Rexon's drone running through the site pretty much for free, you can only imagine that a plant isn't too far away.
No toxic canisters, no nothing. Rexon gets a kill. Canadian hops directly in front of the window, but NJR, not only finds one, that honestly, NGR, I think, just kind of getting lucky with that positioning right there. Might not end up mattering, though. That's the more important kill. Rival shuts down Rexen from up above. Diffuser now drops cold. But Rival holding this position might just be enough. NGR attempting the retreat will put the newbie in a 1 versus 3. 2 guns to cover this plant. 2 guns to keep Rival out of the sight. To shepherd Surf into the post, and it's not even needed. Spoit keeps a lid on things and ties the game early.
I don't think anyone would have pulled that one off Rival. I don't think you need to feel too bad about that one. NJR, what a rotate that was. What an attempt. I loved the play. Pop the Vulcan pack and then just run. Certainly did plenty of distraction work as well.
Canadian going down yellow stairs early, I think. No, he's outside. Never mind. My bad. Oh, that one's rough. Either potentially a camera or something on Rexen. Maybe just luck, but I believe that was, what, all 3 boogie drones in pocket Ollie?
I don't think, well, I certainly didn't hear one. And usually you do, so.
Yeah.
Rival's kind of pinned right now.
Oh,
You can't just stand still. Like, no matter who's on the Monty, if someone's looking at you on the Monty, I don't think you can just sort of stay there and hope to play.
Shopify Rebellion, who favored the minimal take last time, have the direct line in here. Oh, Canadian just barely dodging that one. You want to go for this direct, but you don't have an additional player or angles to pressure the defenders from up above. That means a lot's going to come down to what space Canadian can clear on this Monty and what kills the players around him can get. Well, all right, Ambi decides to leave it all on the gunfights as he has 3 kills so far, a net of 2. And it seems that the Monty was entirely unnecessary for Shopify Rebellion's push. As Ambi runs in, gets every single fight. Nafe now looking for his 3rd and 4th. It's a long rotate from Spoit, who gets an angle from up above. Nafe, aware of it, will fall off. Needs to take one of these engagements. He'll commit to the one against Ambi. He himself pulling back. No, swinging around the corner. Clearly feeling confident again after 3 kills. 4 if you include doming his IGL in the back of the head. That is the kind of confidence we want from our young fraggers.
And as such, the Monty has been banned. So Canadian, at least whilst playing that up, can be rest assured he won't die on the Monty again to his own team this round. Although the same can't be said if he chooses to play the Blitz. Azami taken away as well, as we will be going back upstairs.
Also,
the big difference here so far is, as you say, it's the death mark. It's the fact that Ambi hasn't died yet. Ambi got taken out really early by Spirits in round 1, and that was a big reason as to why the round sort of crumbled a little bit for Shopify, because that 3rd dimension, that vertical aspect, it was always lacking.
Bunched up, but still solid. Oh, especially solid. NGR feeling confident on that angle. Rocket's actually proven harder to take, ironically, given Ambi's presence. Swings around to get that kill. They will get that trade, but Canadian found a gap before, and Dark Zero paying much more attention to the rocket stairs than they did previously. The clash still being up is going to be a massive thorn in Shopify Rebellion's side, and it seems that if any site's going to be successful for Dark Zero, it seems like the second one will be won a second time. 2 kills with the Boss G so far. Good use of that EMP, but the greater issue is that shield leading Shopify Rebellion into Rivals M59. Surf with a lot to do and little success. Our 6th room goes the way of Dark Zero twice. We are at a tie game once again.
Brilliant swing there. 2 pumps with the shotgun, 2 kills. And hey, what do I know? Who needs a Tachanka when NJR is going to play Vigil, by the way, on the desk? Typically a position played by Azami or nobody, and pick himself 2 kills.
My big concern is I don't see a lot of utility that can really break this open. Like, sure, the Blitz, but that's kind of it for Shopify Rebellion right now. And while you're not going to have the RU projectors, that's for certain.
Nice little C4 there. Oh,
goodness
I want to
me.
back it up there onto Ambi. Get another Citizen, just keep going. Why stop now? Rival to find the last. A blink and you miss it round there from Dark Zero. The early portion of the round is going to consist of a little bit of droning, and Spoit inside of this warehouse just can throw a couple of those Selmas out there. Good info they're found on the Brava drone, but there's not much you can do about a Vulcan pack as the Brava. So that's going to be something that needs to be dealt with and puts into even more importance the need to get that vertical control. Speaking of the vert, Rexen, first blooded again.
Very minimal vertical destruction. Thank God you have that Vendetta. Down the Dokkaebi as well. Spirit's just lurking up top. He can play his life here. He's got no utility that'll die with him. Waste even more time that's already been taken away from Shopify Rebellion. Spoit taking a 1v1 against the Malusi. Finally, they get this kill. And off the back of this failed roam clear from Shopify Rebellion, one of which, by the way, they still have 5 drones remaining. And still they got caught off guard by engagements and caught off guard by players. Very big performance and very big 3 rounds from Dark Zero, making a statement as we move into the side swap.
An attack overall, really, for DZ, not being at the strongest side. We did see them struggle with that a little bit over on border, only managing those first 2 attacking rounds. So we need certainly a lot more. I don't even want to ask for more structure links. I just want to ask for a little bit more creativity.
Spirit's bringing the Monty here. I have to imagine picking that operator over the Blitz or the Blackbeard, the latter of which he was on for the most of that pick phase. Hopefully this is a sign of a bit more slower of an attack, a bit more methodical of an attack.
Baiting out a couple of those toxic babe canisters. Canadians only got 1 left, but when you bring the Tachanka, that's one of the benefits. You can be a little bit looser and you can be a little bit more frivolous with those toxic babe canisters because you know that you've got the Tachanka to back that up.
NGR triggering that Banshee will indicate somebody's in bathroom. Some sound made on top rocket as well, but the first kill goes Dark Zero's way despite that bevy of information for Shopify Rebellion to play off of. Next kill ties things up. 15 Shumikas, still control of Newbridge. Never mind, Spirits deals with that player very quickly. But this fire is still going to be an issue. They can't walk through the breach. They've got to walk through this door. So as they creep forward, all the kills are going their way instead. Surf's got to fall off, put the canister in pocket, and do double duty watching all of these angles. Only 5 seconds remaining. He's got one. The other comes around. An unbelievable clutch from Surf. I don't even know how that happened.
Surf picks clutches up like nobody I have ever seen before. And it just looks like nothing when he's doing it. He isn't the flashiest player in the world. He's not one that's hitting insane shots or consistently getting multi-kills. But in the clutch, he is unflappable. And proves it again here.
I'm a little nervous. We'll see if it works out. And as you said, when they work out, boy, is it exciting. And here we go, into the mid floor, and he dies immediately. How many times this series have we seen an Amaru or a Blitz run in through a doorway or a window and then immediately die? Because whether by chance or by planning, the Rebellion were ready for it.
When it's consistently not working, you maybe just hang it up and say, maybe today's not the day. Maybe we just play a little bit differently. Oh dear.
What? Now what's happened there?
Spirits was sprinting into Spoit's lap there, trying to get away from the C4, to be fair to him. It wasn't mindless. Oh, almost a blunder there from Rival. Spoit nearly getting away. There's still 3 toxic babe canisters in Canadian's pocket. And with 40 seconds left on the clock, he can pretty much deny the rest of the round right here.
Dropping down the hatch is going to be difficult as well. Shopify Rebellion are clearly ready for it. Both remaining attackers drop straight into it. And at least Dark Zero treat us to an expeditious end. 2 rounds in a row for Shopify Rebellion. This one much more dominant than the prior. But it ties the game. Neither team able to keep a lead for very long. But on these defenses, it is Dark Zero slowly starting to lose that momentum.
It's been a really strange series when you look at it. And, you know, we're nowhere near over just yet. SR successful in their first 2 defensive rounds. Opening pick is something that I kind of want to highlight a little bit here because on border, the opening pick went to SR all but 2 rounds. We haven't missed a beat. 4-4 here on Lair, a must-win map for Dark Zero if they want to stay in the regional finals for NAL this stage and keep themselves in contention for a spot at SI based on points and global standings alone. With Dark Zero are now on the attack. They've already attacked for 2 rounds. However, we have yet to see them strike on this attacking phase. And this is going to be the question. Are they able to break that curse and pick up a round on the attack here? Because if not, the game will go to Shopify.
A lot riding on this matchup for both teams. And one on the series, Shopify Rebellion want to convert that advantage. They'll begin with at least a bit of the latter. We'll see if the former comes later. To take down the Buck pretty quickly. NGR getting shocked by the clash. Oh, what a counter to this shield. Nothing for NGR to do. Stuck in, well, what is essentially a hallway with nowhere to move left or right out away from the electricity. Cognizant of the strength of this top floor hold, Ambi will move back up, fire some shots in turn. But no need to give that engagement up. You've got the winning strategy. You've got the formula solidified on the top floor. Spoit will drop down on that clash. The name of the game is wasting time. Even if Spoit dies, there's still at least 3 to 4 people up top who can take advantage of those angles. Ambi finally decides to go push. It's ill-advised. The round's been won long ago. 3 rounds in a row for Shopify Rebellion at the moment. A long break between the first 2 and the third, but more of the same as Bunkston briefing is a breeze.
The struggles for Dark Zero continue on this attack. Struggling to find that answer. Will it be found here in the last ban of the game?
We'll see if Dark Zero can give them a run for their money, but as it currently stands, Shopify Rebellion have enough to win this in regulation if we just retread the ground already trodden. We've yet to see them shift from their woes on the attack compared to Border. A lot of these same kind of preset plays.
The way that Citizen's playing, we would like to believe that Newbridge is fairly clear. Or at least droned at this point, because he's quite vulnerable in that spot that he's at right now. Difficult job to put the rookie on, with all things considered. Is he actually just going to go for a walk up rocket stairs? Able to take out the FNAT. I'd like to see him do a little bit more skeleton key work, but maybe just waiting for a bit more information. DZ slowly creeping toward it. Really isn't a round that's happening too quickly. And those Shimikas are going to make things extremely difficult. You might have the vert control, but you're going to need to displace that Tachanka. Is Spirit's going to be able to find it?
Oh no, he won't find it whatsoever. Spoit instead creeping up deep into the site beyond where even the Shumikas can get a line on. Spirits, who was intended to deal with this Tachanka, doesn't find his mark, but the damage was dealt by a player he could have never hoped to counter. The rest of Shopify trained their guns, are ready for the walk-up from all these remaining Dark Zero players. And 6-4 is just 1 HP away for Shopify Rebellion. Can hold inside of the site and move up to 6-4. 4 defenses in a row without looking like they're going to stop anytime soon.
With a 67% win rate on this map on the defense, it's not too much of a surprise that Shopify are doing this well right now. But for Dark Zero's point of view, they're just so close every single time. Spirits narrowly missing out on the chance at taking Surf out on the Tachanka. Had that happened, the plan was set up beautifully. There wasn't really much that was going to stop Nath from getting that diffuser down. Shopify match and series points here on Lair. Are they going to increase that win rate to 9 and 2 links? That would be very impressive.
It seems like they'll be able to do it. The only time they faltered was in our 6 room, but 8, 9, and 10, it's just been a series of defenders all coordinating well, reacting to the situation in front of them. It's been a very impressive showing for Shopify Rebellion and a team where it seems they've been very reliant on individual plays. I think we can all agree Surf has had a really good day, but I don't think Surf has been necessary for them to win. This has felt like a lot more of a team performance, a well-coordinated game. And given the worries we've had of Shopify Rebellion up to this point, it is a really excellent thing to see. And even here, sure, this is an individual moment, Spoit getting that kill, but he's got utility and a setup behind him, Ollie. They're investing in their individuals, but not relying on them entirely.
Toxic Babe's being used upstairs just to slow DZ down. Never a bad strategy, especially a team that's as slow as DZ, or as slow as DZ can be. Losing out the Ying. They've lost a lot of that beachhead. They could still try and mount something off the back of the Sense and the Capitao. Nath maybe going to try and find a little bit of an alternate line here just outside a courtyard. But everyone's already tucked. Canadian can die here, and it isn't going to matter too much. As long as he spends that Toxic Babe, which he's done, he can try and sit here and waste a little bit of time. Does he play aggro off the back of the nade? No, just gets caught out. Does take Rival down on the Toxic Babe, though, so at least he trades himself, but that was a bit unusual.
Long angle through the hatch. Doesn't kill Surf, but downs him, takes him out of the fight for all intents and purposes. And yet they gain no initiative off of it. They work themselves down, but Surf gets picked back up. All the angles are still there. Rexon walks in front of the light screen, and while he doesn't catch the player crossing, oh no! C4 in hand as the player vaults over. Dark Zero get all the kills. What is this? A 1v3 that Ambi's got to figure out? Drops down, and Dark Zero snatch a miracle from the jaws of defeat, and I've got one more round still in them.
Dark Zero hold on for bitter life right there. They are not out just yet. Despite an opening pick coming in from Spoit, despite a really scrappy round, and one where you could kind of see the clear win condition there for SR.
Put those pieces together once more, and we'll have a competitive series once again. It seemed that Lair was ordained to go Shopify Rebellion's way, just given the trend of those, especially, well, the 4 rounds, of course, but everything after round 7, really great stuff from Shopify Rebellion. No roam like we saw last time. We saw a much more aggressive stance taken by the Rebellion, not so here, at least not on this portion of the map. If they're there, they're not nearly as in their face as they were before, and yet they're still finding that same early round success.
It's going to have to come down to kills again. And given that we've only seen that happen successfully once so far for Dark Zero, you feel like it's asking quite a lot. That and the fact that there's a man count advantage and a pretty hefty utility advantage right now for SR. Canadian going to send out his last Toxic Babe canister. Bit of a stalemate now, as you can almost feel the pressure and the tension on this round starting to build.
Well, C4 doesn't net anything. It's Ambi's gun that does the talking. Blackbeard losing against those 2 defenders swarming on his position. Citizen next on the chopping block. It's knives out for Shopify Rebellion at the moment, keeping control of their site, flailing their arms back and forth, and everybody gets bloody. The Shopify Rebellion standing on top of the scrap heap, 2-0. They eliminate Dark Zero from the regional finals to keep themselves alive, to be the best team in North America, at least have a chance at it.
It felt like a big ask there from Dark Zero to try and repeat the successes in round 11 again inside of round 12, and it was just a step too far. Losing out on Lair, it was Shopify Rebellion's map choice, don't forget, but that's no good when you lose your own map choice on border, and I think the problems in this series for DZ ran a lot deeper than the game that we saw on Lair.
One, planning?
I have Leon from
K's
above.
down, I think, guys.
Or nothing.
Well,
One,
good.
One in K1, guys.
Hey, one, I'm looking.
K1 dead. No, one
Yo,
inside.
K1, yo,
side.
K3, Crab, 1 HP. Yo,
Dead,
one guy
I'm
left.
No!
Let's fucking go! Hey, that shit
Hey,
doesn't even, that
hey,
shit doesn't
that's
even fucking
fucking
matter,
2.
too.
I want 4. That's 2.
Yep,
We're
hey, that
halfway
shit-
there.
That shit doesn't even fucking matter,
Let's
too. We have a
fucking
whole
go.
nother game.